Hit Yes, it is. All right. So we'll start sitting, but we will make it to standing, and we might do even a little bit of footwork when we're standing tonight, just to focus on building some strength from the ground to the feet. So why don't we all take a second to close your eyes and take a few big deep breaths to clear out your day. Just let it relax, release, let it go. And as you're breathing, you might just do a little inventory through your own mind. How are you feeling? What might you be holding on to physically? Go ahead. Let's take one more big exhale. And then just while we're sitting, I want you to lightly begin to almost just slow dance with your torso. So keep your eyes closed and then just rock your weight a little bit forward, a little bit back, a little to the sides, and all the way around. So just with your eyes closed, just let the weight shift where it needs to shift, go where it needs to go. But if it feels nice to experiment with different patterns here, you can take little circles, draw little circles. You can even think about making almost like an S shape, just drawing, reaching out through your ribs, through your torso, all the way around. So letting the front of you stretch, letting the back of you loosen up. So now we're going to keep with this movement, but try leading with your shoulders a little bit. So let the shoulders maybe guide you side to side. Let the shoulders maybe roll forward and back. Let the shoulders take the rest of the torso forward. Good. And maybe take the rest of you back. Just kind of using these little movements to get into sensations. Good. And then from here, let's just take one arm and let it reach over your head and turn that palm of that upward arm. Turn it up, turn it under, all the way around, and then draw a little circle with that wrist and let it circle the other way. Good. Exhale, releasing that arm. Let the opposite arm pull up overhead. Roll the palm to face the sky. Roll the palm to face under. Playing with the shape there, and then we'll circle the wrist and really send energy into your fingers also. Good. Let's inhale, come up. And then let's take your arms and sweep around. Same thing, really guide through your fingers. You can let the wrists curve underneath you as you send your arms back. Good. Feeling a stretch across your chest. Opening in the shoulders. Let's pause now with your thumbs facing down. And then roll the thumbs forward and back just a few times. Good. And now let the wrist come scoop towards the body and sweep out. So I'm going to round in my hands, arms coming forward, round, almost like I was cupping something there with my hands. Again, getting a big stretch through your wrists. So now from here, turn your fingertips under, let them stretch towards your armpits. And then turn the fingertips up, let them stretch towards your ears. Spread, reach the fingers away from each other. Take one arm over, a long stretch. Inhale up. Take the other arm over, a long stretch. And now leave the head up and walk your fingertips away from each other. Roll the elbows forward, roll the elbows back. So all these little movements can help us loosen and free our joints. Roll the elbows forward, roll the elbows back. Good. And then let's pause with the elbows rolling slightly forward. Take one hand to your ear and then stretch, let the head reach down. So make a little space in the neck and shoulder. Oh. Inhale, set those fingers down and then try that on the other side. Feeling as the head moves towards one shoulder, big, lots more space in the neck. Good. Walk the fingertips back underneath you once again. And then just slowly walk the hands back. Bring the palms together. Open your chest. Good. And then exhale, let the head move forward. Let the palms continue to pull together and reach away from your back. Let's inhale, come up. And exhale, open the two legs. Take the hands to the inner legs. And then move one shoulder. Let it reach across your body. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, reach the opposite shoulder across your body. Inhale up. Exhale, reach across. And up. Reach across. And up. Inhale, reach the arms out. And then exhale, opposite hand to elbow here. Pull the arms now upright into a little twist. Good. Pull the arms just across the body here. Good. And then we'll bring our arms up and then draw the soles of the feet together. So let's go back to a little slow dance with the arms overhead. Just rock your weight. Good. Letting the movement stay light, maybe creating little circles. Good. And then letting that circle, or just make light little loose shapes through your torso. Let's go ahead, take your right hand to your left wrist and pull over, big stretch across. Inhale, come all the way up, take the opposite hand and reach. Good, inhale, coming up. Left hand moves to the right knee, right hand moves to the low back. Good, take your chin over one shoulder, chin over the other shoulder. Neck just, again, freeing up. Good, let's inhale, take the arms up, and then exhale, right hand to the left knee, left hand to the low back, and twist. Good, really find freedom in the neck and the side of the neck. Let's inhale, move back through your center. Exhale, open the legs. And then again, a little light rocking through your torso. Maybe also experiment with the weight moving forward and back. So just loosening up. And then we'll inhale, sweep, let the arms move forward, the sternum travel up, and then let the head float down. So feel yourself make some space in the shoulder blades. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, looking up. And then exhale, round it underneath you. Inhale, move it up and out. Good. And then rounding underneath you. Let's now pause with your weight traveling forward and then kind of lightly rock the knees. One up, one down. Good. And just again, a little sway through your hips, through the ribs. Good. And then let's pause and anchor our legs for a moment. Take your arms across. So now I'm straddling my right leg with my two arms and I'm just going to float over. Good. So I'm going to keep trying to drop that left leg down into the floor. So I just feel more space through my right or through my side. And then try a little, almost like a grapevine across your body. And we'll take that same stretch across the left leg. Again, trying to drop that right leg in. Mm. And then from here, let's move the hands back through the center one more time. And exhale, come up. Now slide the two legs together. Reach the arms up for a moment. So I want you to squeeze through your inner thighs. Squeeze the legs together. And then push the thigh bones down into the floor as you spread out your toes. Good. Bring your palms for a moment under your shoulders. And again, feel the shoulder blades squeeze together. And from there, we'll take a big reach, a dive over the legs. Again, letting the toes spread out, the heels, the knees, the femur bones anchor into the floor. Few deep breaths. And then from here, we'll inhale, bring ourselves back up. Now tuck the legs in, and I'm going to roll myself onto all fours. So it's my left side facing the computer. Let's tuck and arch your back. So let the tailbone lead you under, and then the head melts down. Inhale, let the head and tailbone lift. Exhale, round under, scooping into your center. Inhale, stretch, reach up. And exhale, round that down. Good. Now let's take the tops of the feet, anchor them into the floor, reach the thighs back in a long stretch. And then from here, see about maybe walking some weight down, letting the hips lower towards the floor with control. And then exhale, reach your thighs, your hips back, big stretch through your spine. So as the shoulder blades come together, you should feel your chest open up. And from here, we'll exhale, lower that. Inhale, take a big reach back. Good. You could maybe even lower your hips down towards your sitting bones. A big release to the back. Good. Let the weight of your pelvis kind of melt into the tops of your feet. So you feel that there's a stretch there through the ankle. And then from there, we're going to walk our weight into our hands, move our hips down low to the floor, and slowly let the spine come down. So take your hands maybe just a little bit on the outside of your ears. Push some weight back, scoop the belly deep, turn the head side to side lightly. Take your head down and up. And then from here, let the head lift all the way and feel a stretch in the front of your throat. Good, and then we'll exhale, lower the head down. Reach your arms towards your sides. Let the fingertips lock towards the short edge of the mat, so down towards the toes. Once again, shoulder blades squeeze together. Then we'll lift the head as we pull the tailbone down. Try to really, really lift your sternum from the floor. And then we'll exhale, release, let that go. So now I'm going to press my arms into the floor and allow my legs to rise up. Take a few breaths here. And then releasing that down, bring your palms together. Pull the arms towards your feet. Then take the tailbone down, lift the head, and then lift the thighs again. Inhale, lowering that down. Exhale, bring the palms under your shoulders. And then let's exhale, lift the head and chest again. And now pull the shoulder blades together, lift the palms from the floor. Turn over your left shoulder without the left hip coming up. So just look up at the ceiling over the left. Inhale, move into the center. And then exhale to the right. Inhale back into the center. Take your elbows for a moment. Underneath the shoulders, lift the legs and just lightly rock your back. Good. You can sweep the legs in circles here. Good. Going one way and going the other way. Excellent. And now from here, let's go ahead and roll towards your back arm. So the arm that's furthest from the screen. Take your top leg in the air. Turn the toes down, turn the toes up. And just let the hip find a little relief through that gentle movement. Good. We'll leave the toes in a little parallel. Circle the leg just a couple of times. Circle the leg the other way. Good. And now point the toes down as much as you can and circle the leg. But now take the leg, circle the other way. Good. And then turn the toes up and let the legs circle. And then circle the other way. Good. Bring that leg back to a neutral position. Take your top hand to the foot and stretch the hip. Good. So you can pull the heel ever so slightly a little closer to you. And then we'll let the leg float up in the hip socket. So take your hand, wrap the hand around your shin. Let the leg release here. And then maybe hand to the foot to extend the leg. Good, and then we'll take the foot, place the foot on the thigh. Your top hand can come down in front of you or can reach overhead, and then maybe lift that bottom thigh bone off of the floor. I'm just resting my palm here at my temple. It feels kind of nice. So then I'm going to set the leg down, take my top leg forward, and then through my top arm, just circle, circle, circle. Pause anywhere your shoulder feels tight and needs a deeper release. Pause anywhere you feel tension in the chest. And let that gravity just kind of let it go. Circle the arm the other way. Guiding the arm lightly through the shoulder socket. And then open away from that top leg. And then let's pull the bottom leg underneath you, curling into fetal position for a moment. Take your top foot and just cross it over the bottom foot. And then push up. And so see if you can leave your knees where they are. And then stretch towards your feet. So I'm just sort of draping my torso over my feet. And then we're going to take opposite hand to knee. So this hand's going to move to the bottom knee. And then you're going to twist behind you. Good. And then we'll inhale, sweep the two arms up. And exhale. Let yourself float on to the other side. Good. And then let the bottom leg anchor into the floor with your top leg. Roll, let the femur bone roll in and out just a few times. So you're waking up and feeling for yourself that connection. Internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal, external, internal, external. So now hold the leg in a parallel shape and let the leg circle just a few times. Really light movement in your hip socket. Light movement the other way. Now turn the toes down and let the legs circle lightly in the hip socket. And then allow it to travel the other direction. Good. Externally rotate, let the leg roll up and then let it circle now in the hip socket. Keeping the bottom leg steady and then circling the other way. Good. Reach the leg back into a parallel shape and then bend at the knee. Hand moves to the ankle. And the heel pulls back to get a really deep stretch through the quadricep and the hip flexor. So the psoas and the quadricep group that flex the hip. Good, and then we're going to tuck that knee up towards your shoulder. And just let this leg relax in the hip socket. And then maybe bring the hand to the foot, let the leg extend. Good, so checking on your pelvis here, pull the top sitting bone down towards your bottom. And really feel the femur bone free up and move back in the hip socket. And then from here, I'm going to let the top hand either come in front of me or just on my bottom hand, fold at the knee. Place my foot on the thigh and then let the leg lift. Exhale, setting that down, top knee, and travel forward. And then the top arm can now lightly circle. So again, I want you to just discover where does it feel tight? Where do you need to pause? And then let the arm travel the other way. And then we'll let the top arm open up the torso. And you'll stretch away from the top leg. And then with our next exhale, pull the bottom leg underneath you. Bring yourself into a little fetal position. Tuck your top foot into the bottom foot. And then we're going to bring ourselves up and then just let your torso drape towards your feet. So let the arm hang. the head hang. Good, and then from there, I'm going to bring the opposite hand to knee and twist back behind me. Let's freeze up the side of my hip. And from here, we're going to take two hands, reach them forward, and step your feet out just a little wider than your mat. So the head can come down. Shake your head no. And nod the head yes. If you've been using a bolster or a blanket, you can fold it up for the moment. And then we'll exhale and bring ourselves all the way up nice and tall. Let me just shift this just here. Okay. So let's try for a moment that same slow dancing movement that we did at the beginning of class, but now you're on your feet. So I want you to feel the weight move through your feet, right and left. Nice and slow. So as you do this, you feel the inner thigh and outer hip engage. I'm going to come and face this way for a moment. Good, and then from here, let's try taking your arms all the way out nice and wide. Good, and roll, pull the elbows back. And then exhale, move the hands to the thighs. And then we'll cat-cow through your spine. So you'll inhale, come up. And exhale, round over. So again, pull the elbows out and feel the space begin to emerge there between your shoulder blades and your spine. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades together, let the head lift so your weight stays light in your hands. And then exhale, bring it over. Inhale, take a big stretch up. And exhale over. So this time, stretch your head above your shoulders and then sweep the arms out just a few times. So chest stays opening. And then from here, catch the hands back behind you and melt the head down. So another big stretch through the chest and the back. Now pull your weight into your feet and bring yourself back up to standing. Another little slow dance. So from here, let's gather your weight on the right leg and let the left leg just lift. Cross the left leg in front of your right so your feet are crisscrossed. Good. And then from here, take your hands to your low back for a moment. Stretch, take your gaze up. And then exhale. Let's feel ourselves just float over towards the floor. And then once again, we're going to push our feet down to bring the weight of the body right back up. Cross the left leg over now. And then once again, just slow dance your weight. If you want to make little circles with your tailbone, release. Yeah, and roll the weight through your feet. So now I'm going to pick up my right leg, let it come across. So I've crisscrossed my legs, hands on my low back, inhale up. And let's exhale, find a long, long stretch forward, spreading out your toes. And then pushing your weight into the feet, bringing yourself all the way up. Now let's take our feet and open up, stretch nice and wide. Stretch your fingertips up and out so it's like you've made yourself as big as your yoga mat will allow. And then from here, once again, take a long forward bend. Maybe your hands come to your elbows. we'll push into the feet, rising back up. Take opposite hand. So I'm going to take my left hand all the way across my body, reaching to my right ankle. From here, I'm going to pull back. And inhale again, always remembering push to the feet to bring your weight back up. So now my right hand reaches all the way across my body to my left ankle. I'm going to pull back through my torso. So I've created some intentional resistance here. This is going to help me really stretch the back of my arm. Again, same thing through the heels and the sits bones. Send the weight up so you're stretching out your hamstrings. And then inhale, coming all the way up this time. Now I'm going to turn towards my right leg and really send my back heel into the floor. Push some weight into the front leg, then feel it in the back leg. So you'll just bend and straighten your right knee. When you feel the knee go over the heel, then push back. You can play with this just a few times, seeing if you can really spread out and feel the arch of the foot on the back foot. Good. So let's hold the weight now in your bent knee. And inhale, let the left arm come up, track it in the air. And then exhale, bring it right back to the hip. Let the right arm come up, digging your gaze to the thumb. And then exhale, right back down. Now this time, take two arms, reach them up, bring the thumbs together. And a long stretch. Bring the arms out in front of you. Take your left elbow to the right thigh. Few breaths. Inhale, bringing yourself all the way back up. Now take your hands to the hips and pull the back foot off of the floor. Lift it. As you spread out the toes on the bottom foot, feel the big toe base joint helping you activate the arch of the foot. Set the left foot down back on the floor and then turn around. So you've just pivoted your weight. We're going to wake up your left knee. So the knee goes over the hip and back, over the knee and back, and back, and back. Good. So we're trying to keep the movement light in our joints by really finding good relationship with gravity. So the muscle really works well on that front leg. Muscles work well when you push into the heel to reach back. Good. So now let's pause there for a moment. Track and reach up with the right arm, leaving the left hand on the hip. And exhale, pull it down. Take the left arm, reach it up, gaze moves at the thumb. And then exhale, bring it back down. Bring your two arms out, big stretch up. Give this a few breaths, feel the whole belly. Stretching, stretching. And then we'll bring our hands right back to the hips and peel that back foot off of the floor. Now we'll set the foot back down. And then this time, turn into the center. Start with your 10 toes facing forward. And just rock your weight just lightly, lightly through the knees. So feel your head right there over your shoulders, shoulders over the ribs, ribs over the hips. Good. And then from here, we're going to turn your right toes, or whichever toes you want to go with, turn them out. And I want you, with the toes turned out, tap the ball of your right foot into the floor just a few times. Good. Now tap the heel into the floor just a few times. Good. Now spread the whole foot out. Bend and straighten your knee. So the knee comes over the ankle. It pushes back. Knee over the ankle, it pushes back. Knee over the ankle, pushes back. Oh, I realized what we forgot to do on the other side. Oh well. Hold the knee bent, arms coming out. Good. And exhale, take a long stretch over that leg. We'll figure out, we'll find our way back into it. Good. Inhale, push into the feet. And exhale, stretch, reaching towards your back leg. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, if you like, straighten this front leg and take a long stretch over it into Trikonasana. Good. And then inhale, pushing into the feet. We'll bring ourselves back up. Turn those toes in. And then lightly, once again, with the knees, just gathering your weight. And from here, we'll turn the opposite toes. These are my left toes going out now. And then I'm going to bend the knee and pull it back. Bend my knee, pull it back. When you feel the knee right over your ankle, remember, push back. Good. And then from here, spread out the ball of the foot, tap it into the floor. Heel of the foot into the floor. Inhale, sweep the two arms out. Take the top arm now over the ear, big stretch. Inhale, pushing into the feet, reach away. Inhale, now this time, take your back toes, turn them in just a little bit more. You're going to go back to facing the left leg. And now I'm going to take my right arm, let it reach across my body and get a big stretch. This is, we forgot to do this on the left side, so we're getting it now. Good, and then we'll push into our feet. Rotate back through the center. Step the feet together. And then just lightly tap. It's almost like a little mini prance. Tap the toes, tap the toes, tap the toes, tap the toes, tap the toes. Good. Hold the weight on one foot. Turn the opposite foot over and stretch it. So I want you to imagine all of those metatarsals, the long foot bones, getting a big stretch here. After you've stretched, you can pick up the foot and feel the hamstring work on that leg to help the knee stay lifted. Good. If that feels okay, let the arms sweep out. And then let the arms, whoa, I lost my balance. Good. Reach right back forward. So now the left foot comes down, toe ball heel. And then let the right foot come over. Top of the foot stretches in. So really these bones right here, you want to feel a stretch across those bones. Whew. Good. Now pull the foot off of the floor. Feel the hamstrings. You really want to pull up there. If your balance feels like it's going for it, inhale, let the arms come out. And exhale, let the arms float back. Good. Set the foot down. And then once again, light with the weight. Sweep the arms, almost like if you could just throw your arms, just lightly, lightly, lightly. And you can take that into like a little twist, side to side. Good. Kind of wringing out your hips here. Okay, so now we'll bring our 2 feet back together once again. Now you're going to lift the left heel, open the knee out to the side, and place the foot there on the shin bone for just a few breaths. Let's really drive down through the big toe base joint. Feel the inner thigh, outer hip of your supporting leg. Arms can float up, around, and again, you lose the balance, you put the foot down, and nothing else to it. Arms can float right back up, and right back down. Exhale, release. And again, just rock your weight, twist your weight, shimmy your weight, wiggle it all around. Throw a little party after work. All right. And then from here, set your weight into your left foot. Lift the right foot, open the knee, and then exhale, feel yourself just put that weight on the shin bone. So staying present with all those sensations. Inhale, letting the arms float up, and then perhaps out, and then letting the arms float. Oh, you lose your balance. So this is the thing I'm just trying to teach people. When you lose your balance, instead of throwing your weight into a counterbalance, see if you can kind of ask yourself to just put the foot right back where it was and then lift it. So if you haven't done your arms floating out, give that a go. Good, and then from there, setting the foot right back down again, just lightly move. Good. So let's take ourselves back down to the floor. I'm gonna fold or unfold, despoblar my blanket, and oh, this is perfect timing. I've been making class too long lately. I might have my little prop handy just in case. So my weight here, I'm going to spread my torso out. And then exhale, let my weight come down. If you can here for a few breaths, pull your elbows and knees together. And then just let them stretch away. So you're going to pull elbows and knees in. And then stretch away, elbows and knees pull in. Stretch away. You could even let the toes tap into the floor. Pull back to the center. Down to 3. And up to 3. Just floating. Good. So now let's pull the knees over the chest. Pull your arms over your legs. And then let the head come and rest for a few breaths on the floor. Letting the tailbone melt down. Real big stretch through the front of the hips. Let's open the arms into a T shape. Now let the knees travel to one side, and then they can lift. They'll travel to the other side. And we'll exhale and lift. Inhale, moving through your center. Exhale, coming in. Inhale, move through your center. Exhale, coming up. Good, and now from here, once again, take the arms all the way up, bring the knees over the chest. And we're going to set the left foot on the floor as you hug your hands to the right leg. The hands rest anywhere on the leg that feels comfortable for you. Give this hamstring a big breath. And I'm going to open my left arm and left leg away from my right leg as my right leg opens to the right. Inhale, bring all those limbs back to the center, and then exhale, let the right leg cross you so that your hips and tailbone stay down and you can really get a stretch in that IT band and outer part of the leg. Good. Good. Go ahead, let that leg continue to cross the bottom leg. You could even hook the two legs together. Bring your hands over that knee furthest from you. Get a big stretch, just rocking your hips. Good. And then we'll open the arms, unfold the legs, and then just lightly let the torso move side to side. Get a little movement through the legs. And then we're going to set the right foot on the floor and take your hands behind the left leg. So try to reach the leg into the hands wherever it is you make contact, even if that's behind the thigh. So the idea is that the leg is resisting into the hands. Neck is still lengthening. And then we're going to open right arm, right leg, and left leg away from each other. And from here, let the left leg cross your midline. Let the right leg kind of float over. So now the leg here is getting a big stretch on the outside of the leg. Stretch out through the toes. Then we can go ahead and fold at the knee and bring the two legs over your chest. You can hook the legs together even. Lightly rock the back. And then we'll inhale, unhook the legs. Let's now hook your arms for a moment. So cross the right arm over the left and place your feet on the floor. Let the knees open out to the side and perhaps let the arms move up. Now the arms can move down the torso and you'll feel a little more stretch with the shoulders. Unhook the arms, let the opposite arm hook on top. The arms move up a little closer to the face. And now let the arms move down a little closer to the pelvis. Unhooking the arms again. Slide your right hand down to the left palm and then press in to the right hand with your left palm and stretch your wrist. And then try that with the left hand. The right hand reaches and stretches. And then your right hand presses into the left palm, the right thumb rather presses into the left palm, and again a deep stretch there. Left thumb into the right palm, pressing in. Open the arms wide, and then hug the knees up over the chest. You can hook the arms now around the legs and just lightly rock the hips. Let the low back begin to melt a little closer to the floor. And then let the soles of the feet move down and the legs open up, the arms open up, and we'll give ourselves just a few full deep breaths here. So again, take the journey inward with each inhale. Let each exhale lengthen out. Let some space begin to emerge in between your shoulder blades. Your neck lengthens, the jaw relaxes, the eyebrows move apart. And then, when you like, bring opposite hand to ear and just lightly rub your ears. Good kind of tug on the earlobes there. And then put those opposite fingers on your temples, your index fingers on opposite temple, and just rub into the jawline. Into your shoulders. And then we'll inhale, sweep, bring your knees over your chest and rock your back just a little bit side to side. And we'll roll to one side and bring ourselves up. Find a seated position, palms together, bowing the head, closing the eyes. Your practice is a gift, everybody. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste.